In 1969, the working mother had become more and more prevalent in America. Yet less than 5% of working mothers had their children enrolled in child care programs at the time. In Illinois, the state did not have enough child care facilities, and those that existed were not up to code and suffered from limited funding.
It's incredibly important that every child have the best possible early childhood development experiences possible. So we continue to advance from what was audacious 50 years ago to what is audacious today.
With thousands of Chicago families in need of quality child care services, the Daycare Crisis Council of Metropolitan Chicago, known today as Illinois Action for Children, began making regular appearances and statements at city meetings and hearings. Without an established system of services, mothers had to choose between not working, relying on family or a babysitter, or leaving their child in a facility that may not be entirely safe.
For me, I think it has to start with our founding mother, with Sylvia Cotton. Anything that children needed was a place where you would find Sylvia. She really brought a face to early care and education. Sylvia's message was always, how can we rectify this? How can we make the programs better? And how can we expand on the programs we have now?
To this day, Illinois Action for Children fights for appropriate funding and policies at the state and national levels.
We're now a statewide organization, and we're an agency that's less reactive, more proactive. So instead of moving from crisis to crisis, we really gave thought to what children needed, not just in the city of Chicago, but throughout the state of Illinois. That's when we developed the advocacy network, the grassroots network that still exists today.
An organization that focuses on advocacy and public policy, that informs program design and development, which informs research. So there's this triangle of learning, pushing, and doing.
As the Daycare Action Council celebrated its 20th year of service and growth in 1989, its board developed a 5-year strategic plan that reaffirmed the agency's commitment to advocacy, but also gave considerable attention to the programmatic areas of public education, provider services, and parent services.
We know the importance of starting early. In all of our program options, we target prenatal to age 3 as heavily as we can, supporting women through pregnancy, supporting family engagement at that point. We know the importance of family connections, so we know that no matter what we do in early learning setting, we can only go so far if we don't also really work to enhance the capacity of and support parents and families.
In 1990, working in partnership with the Jane Addams Hull House, the Daycare Action Council won a contract to serve as the child care resource and referral network for Cook County. That allowed the agency to offer robust levels of support for parents and providers alike. In 2001, the Carol Robertson Center for Learning became a Daycare Action Council community partner. Today, Illinois Action for Children has 4 such partners that serve as ambassadors for resources, training, and support for local child care professionals throughout Cook County.
Illinois Action for Children partnership should be somewhere in the name. They are made to work with organizations like the Carol Robertson Center for Learning and to better serve all of the communities across Chicagoland in a way that we couldn't do by ourselves. My team here knows that you call Illinois Action for Children.
Over the course of 50 years, Illinois Action for Children evolved from a grassroots volunteer organization responding to a dire crisis to a robust, proactive organization. 2019 marks 5 decades of advocacy, activism, and innovation on behalf of children, families, providers, and communities in Chicago and beyond. The crisis that Sylvia Cotton identified in 1969 has shifted and changed, but it is not gone.
with the renewed understanding of brain development, and that the brain is growing, developing, absorbing at a pace that's unprecedented during the earliest years. There's a renewed sense and understanding of how important early care and education is.
All of us know that Illinois Action for Children has been a voice for children and families that haven't had a voice, to be able to fight for equity and for access and for fairness for early education, which is really not only an investment in children, but it's an investment in our economy and in our state.
I heard about Illinois Action for Children through a friend. We don't have family members that live close to us to help with any daycare. So being able to rely on this institution to provide care for a period of the day has been invaluable.
Today, I currently serve 25 children. So I work with about 25 families. We're your child's first teacher. And they come to our homes, and it's a home away from home. Illinois Action for Children is very resourceful. I love Illinois Action for Children, I do.
The best way I can word it is, if you don't have your kids in Illinois Action for Children, you should get them there now.
It's imperative for the future of our children, families, and communities who need us now more than ever before. Future generations are counting on us. We are counting on you. Together, we can create brighter futures for everyone.